Okay, this is New Star Radio 98.7 FM and myself, Fuego, Smooth Fuego TV. I'm here with
A.Dot.
Now, before we start, A.Dot, it's a special day today, isn't it?
Yeah.
What's today?
It's my birthday.
And because it's your birthday, I bought you a nice
Oh. No, give me a hug, man.
little gift there. No problem, man.
Thank you. Some of my own friends haven't got me presents.
Have we got you presents?
Do you know that I love Krispy Kreme?
Yeah. I've done my research, you know.
Let me see which one it is, though.
Let's see if I got it right. Did I get it right?
Which one is it?
You'll see it.
Is it glaze?
Nah.
What's in it?
A strawberry cream.
Yes,
babe.
See?
You see?
Strawberry and glaze. I won't do this.
Okay.
I've got all donut on my hands now. Cool.
Okay, we're here with
Thank you
A.Dot.
so much.
No problem. We're here with A.Dot. Now, how did you get started? Has music always been a part of your life?
Music's always been a big part of my life. Just growing up, just loved all different types of music.
Yeah.
So much music was played in the house. I don't think I realised I wanted to be a rapper properly. I think I always liked the idea. When I went to college, there was these guys that rapped a lot, and I kind of linked up with them, and we started rapping together. And I think from the age of about 16, I just ran with it, and I knew that this is what I wanted to do.
Have you ever listened back to your past things? Have you?
Oh yeah. Oh, and it makes me
cringe?
When I listen to my old stuff, I'm like, what are you even talking about?
What type of things were you talking about back then?
I had one tune that started like "Three blind mice, see how they run," and I was like, who starts a bar like that? Do you know what I mean? But it's all learning experience, isn't it?
Okay, now you've been signed to a big label.
Yeah.
Have you found that you've had to change your style a bit? Are you more restricted, or are you just the same? Okay, that's the same.
You knew me before. You knew me before I signed my deal,
yeah.
and I look exactly the same. There's no change there, and that's one thing I was conscious of because I've got a very specific style that I feel really strongly about. Because I am a tomboy. I've always been a tomboy, and I didn't want to get in a label situation, as beneficial as it would be to me musically, if it meant, we love what you do, but got to put on a dress and show some skin, wear some heels. And I feel grateful and lucky that I've got a position where I can just do what I want to do and keep doing what I love doing, the same way I've been doing it.
Okay, and what direction are you hoping to go in? Are you hoping to completely take over the UK, just get your music out there, just make loads of money, world domination? What is it? What's your overall goal?
For me, my main goal is to have a standout debut album.
Okay.
And I don't quantify that in terms of sales, in terms of chart success. Of course, it would be lovely to do big numbers and everything. For me, I feel blessed that I'm able to do something that I would happily do for free. I've been doing music, you know what I mean? I've been doing music for years, and it's not always about financial gain, especially when you're grinding underground. Like, a lot of artists don't keep it that real, but it's like, how much money are you really making? You know what I mean? You couldn't it's hard to get a mortgage, you know what I mean, when you're grinding. So I just feel like anything on top of being able to do this mainstream is a bonus. So my real goal is just to have an album that I can really be proud of. Really be proud of. Okay.
And when I last met you, you were setting up your own record label. Is that still going on, or is it in the back burner at the moment?
Amped Up is my label. But actually my mixtape. Yeah. It was like a collaboration between Amped Up and Virgin EMI. In December. And it's something that I definitely want to develop. At the moment, I have to put all my energy into my album and my singles. But for me, I've seen so many artists coming up around, so many underground artists that never. It's like they hit a wall, and do you know what I mean? They do so well, and it's like they never get past that mark. Yeah. And if I ever get into a situation where I can put my stamp on something and take it to another level, then I'd love to be able to help some other people come through as well. Because there's so much talent in the UK, in the underground scene, coming from the grime scene all over. And there's so many people in places like Birmingham and Manchester who, because they're not in London, and where essentially the music industry is based, it's so hard to break through sometimes.
Yeah, definitely.
And if it could be like, this has come from Amped Up and it's come from my label and it gives something heat, then I'd love to put some people on, because the mainstream doesn't hear about things until it hits them. There's people hearing me now and thinking this is my first music I've made, and it's like, think of how much talent people just don't hear because it's not on the main radio station.
So it's a very important thing for you to give an avenue for these people to come through.
Yeah, the UK scene's in a strong place, and we as artists need to make sure that keeps happening.
Okay, and I don't know if you remember, I interviewed Estelle, must have been about a year ago, over a year ago.
Yeah.
And from interviewing her, the two people she mentioned were you and Leisha. And how does it feel?
Leisha?
Leisha. But how does it feel for you to hear someone like Estelle, who has come from the same place, coming from London and that, but is doing huge things in America? Yeah. She's still got her ear to the ground and she's hearing about you.
I love artists like Estelle, who they don't ever get too big for their boots, essentially. Yeah. They, no matter how much success they get, they're still humble in that they want to know what's just being played to you on the main radio stations, what isn't just what you're seeing posters of, what is stuff that's just on a grassroots level got potential, and Wretch is like that as well.
Definitely.
He really listens to up and coming artists and shouts them out and bigs them up, and I don't think enough artists in the UK do it. In America, it's all about putting people on. Yeah, you get someone like Lil Wayne, and then Lil Wayne will put on Drake. Dr. Dre put on someone like Kendrick Lamar, and it's like they're all about the continuation of their scene. And I think if the UK can start to emulate that and make sure that we're not just worried about, oh, well, I'm going to do well. I want to do well. Yeah, do well, but for the next generation, maybe bring someone else through. And I think I love that someone like Estelle can turn around and say, you know, me and Leisha wants to watch.
Proper big duet, right?
Because it means that we can, do you know what I mean? We can continue on. It's like you pass the baton almost and make sure that the scene doesn't die. Because when people are only kind of out for themselves and want to do well, it's like, what comes after you?
Yeah, it's true, because you need to leave a legacy, because you can't just do it just for yourself or it will just end.
Yeah, exactly. Right. It's about, like, the I can't stress it enough, like, the UK scene, the urban scene, and much as I hate that word, like, grime music and hip-hop music and even R&B soul singers from the UK. It's just, there's so much talent out there. And it's, if we can all, do you know what I mean, stick together and work with each other, and do you know what I mean?
Definitely.
The scene will just get bigger and stronger.
It's true. Definitely agree with everything you just said. And also with your new single, it's quite interesting, because when I first saw it, I thought, what, Kurt Cobain? The guy that used to be in Nirvana? Yeah. How come you mentioned that? Yeah. Would you like to describe to the listeners the reasoning behind that?
Well, the song itself, it's called Kurt Cobain, but it's not about Kurt Cobain. The song is about what Kurt Cobain, in my eyes, one of the things he represents is Kurt Cobain can be, as a symbol, he can be looked at as a warning. He's somebody that was at his peak in Nirvana, you know, living probably the life that he originally dreamed of, a musician out there, his music's selling in millions, but yet he shot himself in the head and committed suicide. And the song is about the things that maybe entice us the most can sometimes have a flip side. And it's not a song that's like, don't do these things. These things are a part of life, parties, alcohol, things that we love. It's just being aware of those same things that entice you can pull the rug from underneath you. And I think Kurt Cobain is such a strong symbol for that. And I wanted to attach him to it in that way, because it was his story that inspired me to do the song in the first place.
Okay, so have you ever been not tempted, but almost gone off track from Temptations in that way?
Not really. I mean, everything with me is pretty black and white. I'll go to a party and I'll have a crazy time, and I'll deal with the consequences the next day of having a hangover. But that's exactly what the song's about. It's about being aware. Do you know what I mean? It's like it's just being aware of the flip side to all the things that we love. But as I said, the song isn't saying don't love those things and don't be tempted by those things. It's a song that you can just listen to and be like, yeah. You can vibe to it without actually worrying about the content of it. But when you do listen to the content, it's like, oh, do you know what? There's actually saying something here. And that's what I like most about the song.
Okay, so you kind of draw them in with the beat, and then once they're listening,
do you know
they
what
get
I mean?
the message in.
I mean, because the song, as I said, if you just listen to it, on a superficial level, it's like the beat grabs you. You be like, oh, okay, I'm feeling this song. Because sometimes I just listen to songs and I don't actually not until maybe the third or fourth time actually listen to what's being said. And I think with this song, what the feedback I've got is that it pulls you in, and then when you actually listen to what's being said, it's like, oh, something's actually being said here, which isn't common.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Most times when you're hearing music nowadays in 2013, it's not really about the content.
Yeah.
It's more about just getting the song sold.
Yeah.
And a lot of people feel that the quality has gone down.
Yeah.
But one thing you mentioned which I liked was the artists from other areas. Coming from a Birmingham community session, we get a lot of artists, singers, songwriters, rappers, producers listening in on the show. Would you like to give them some advice based on the experiences that you've had as an artist?
I think the first piece of advice I can give is not to wait for opportunities, but to go and get them. I think a lot of people think, okay, well, if I do enough, then hopefully something will come my way. Don't do enough, do more than enough. The story I often tell people is Female Takeover, Game Over, which I was on with, Leisha was on it, Roxanne was on it, and it was a really well received song. I wasn't actually supposed to be on that song.
Okay.
The song was put together, everything was sorted out, the studio session was booked, that the girls were going to do Female Takeover, Game Over, a girls version, and I heard it was happening on the day it was happening, and I just found out where the studio was, and I went.
That's crazy.
I ended up being on the song and being the first rapper on the song.
Okay.
And it's like, just grab, if you want something, don't let anything stop you. I could have said, all right, they didn't even holler me to be on the tune, like bad man. I was like, I believe that I can be on that song. I believe that people didn't really know who I was before this song, but I was like, I believe I could hold my own on that song. I need to be on that song, and I made it happen. Do you know what I mean? Even Leisha came down to London and she was like, I'm not gonna be like, you know what, there's less opportunities in Birmingham, I'm just gonna move to London. Roxanne did the same thing, and I think you have to grab opportunities rather than wait for them to come to you, because while you're waiting, somebody else is grabbing.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Definitely, because I'm doing that myself, being here interviewing you.
Yeah, and don't ever let, because in this day and age, there's so many people that will tell you that you can't do what they can't do. Do you know what I mean? And they'll say, oh no, you can't achieve that. Do you know what I mean? You can't be a superstar, or no one's gonna listen to your music, or they'll put a comment on your video there'll be 10 good comments and there'll be one that just ruins your day. And it's ignore the naysayers. Do you know what I mean? Ignore people that tell you can't. Do you know what I mean? You need to listen to the thing that keeps telling you can, because it's easy to get sidetracked by people telling you can't achieve things. Definitely.
Well, I hate to cut the interview short. I know you got
I could talk to you all day, babe.
I know you got a busy day, and I admire the fact you keep working even when it's your birthday as well.
Can't stop, man.
You have to keep that grind, innit?
I know, can't stop.
Well, this is A.Dot, aka Amplify Dot. Would you like to introduce your single Kurt Cobain and tell the New Star Radio listeners and the Smooth Fuego TV listeners where they can keep up to date with your Twitter, website, iTunes?
Keep up to date with me. Follow me on Twitter at AmplifyDot. Same on Instagram, Amplify.. Facebook /Amplify.. I've made it really easy for you. Amplify.dot on everything. Amplify.co.uk is the website. Check out my new single, Kurt Cobain, available to pre-order now and out on April 28th. Hope you enjoy it.